One of the hardest lines in the Lord's Prayer, I think, is lead us not into temptation. Now, I don't know what you think about the word temptation, what it brings to mind. Usually we rather trivialise it, I think, and it becomes something like kind of, I hope I'm not tempted to eat that bigger piece of cake or to drink that extra glass of wine. Or it's usually related to sort of little things to do with our kind of daytime habits. But when Jesus faced temptation, it wasn't those sorts of things, I don't think. It was much more a case of facing the temptation to be other than who he was, which is a kind of a deeper, more mysterious thing. The temptation not to be true to yourself, not to be the person that you know God loves. And when Jesus went into the desert, he had to face the temptation. And for him, it was a temptation first to be powerful and to be rich, and then the temptation to kind of be a superhero, to be more powerful in worldly sense, and temptation to be very relevant and to just respond to the immediate thing rather than thinking more long term. So those sort of temptations he faced and he conquered, he got through them, he was true to himself, he didn't let them swerve him away from the person God had made him be. And the reason he was able to do that, I think, was because just before he was tempted, he had the experience of being baptized and knowing God's love for him. And he heard God saying, "You are my son, the beloved. My favour, my delight rests on you." So when we know the favour of God, when we know how loved we are, when we know that true joy comes through and love and humility, we're not going to listen to those voices saying, "You've got to find that elsewhere. You've got to try and prove yourself. You've got to be spectacular. You've got to be ego-driven. You've got to win power and acclaim. You've got to be famous." No, when we know who we are, we can let go of those temptations. We can not be fooled by them. We can be well nourished in the love of God, and therefore not seek any joy other than simply being loving and humble and happy as we are.